What's up everyone, Elmi here. Now, still been staying indoors with the whole coronavirus outbreak and doing whatever I can to maintain my sanity. You know, just going out for walks and talking to my friends and family through FaceTime, and again, just reading and enjoying a few good movies every once in a while. And speaking of movies, I've also been found myself just watching films that focus on viral outbreaks, thinking about just how much worse things could be if certain viruses had existed. And apparently the guys over at Watch Mojo have been thinking the exact same way, because they have created a one of their top 10 lists. It is top 10 deadliest movie viruses. I have a pretty good idea of what kind of which films they're going to be covering, and the viruses and their effects, all of that. Let's dive right in. Top 10 deadliest movie viruses. Let's go.
Thank goodness these viruses are fictional. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 deadly movie viruses. For this list, we're looking at the deadliest, scariest fictional viruses in feature films. We'll be excluding viruses from TV shows and miniseries.
I like the stand.
Also, a spoiler alert is now in effect. Number 10, the rabies-like virus, Wreck.
I love Wreck.
A virus that turns ordinary people into savage killers is bad enough. But being trapped inside a sealed-off building with the infected? Now that is nightmare fuel.
True that. Oh, yeah, this scene. Oh.
When reporter Angela Vidal and her cameraman Pablo follow a group of firefighters into an apartment building on a routine call, the last thing they expect to face is the fallout of a rabies-like virus.
Oh, Jesus.
As a result of a mutated enzyme, the epidemic in this Spanish found footage film will send chills down the spines of even the bravest of viewers. Throw in Wreck's shaky cameras and claustrophobic setting, and you will be squirming in your seat.
Oh, yeah.
Number 9. The Virus. 12 Monkeys. The virus in Terry Gilliam's dark science fiction flick is so potent, it wipes out 5 billion people.
12 Monkeys. I haven't seen this one yet, but I should.
In fact, the survivors are forced to live underground to escape its effects. What's even scarier is that it was pieced together and released on purpose, purportedly to save the environment. Bruce Willis plays a convict sent from 2035 to the 1990s in an effort to stop the virus.
Time travel.
Such wonderful air.
What's wonderful about the air, James?
Very fresh. No germs.
Why do you think there aren't any germs in the air?
It's thought to have been released by eco-terrorists known as the Army of the 12 Monkeys, but it turns out the 12 Monkeys are a red herring, and the virus is unstoppable.
That's when they are the ones who did it.
Good God.
12 monkeys.
Number 8. The Crippen Virus. I Am Legend.
Oh, yeah.
Based on Richard Matheson's 1954 novel, I Am Legend also explores the perils of an engineered virus.
This is a pretty good movie.
What the hell are you doing out here, Fred? How did you get out of here?
Uh-oh.
Fred, if you're real, you better tell me right now.
Will Smith is losing it.
This post-apocalyptic thriller is that in order to cure cancer, scientists genetically re-engineered a measles virus. The consequences? 90% of the world's population dead, and most of those remaining transformed into cannibal mutants allergic to sunlight.
Yeah, those things are terrifying.
Played by Will Smith, virologist Robert Neville is one of the only humans in the devastated cityscape of Manhattan to survive. It's a bleak vision of the future, but there is some hope as Neville continues to search for survivors and a cure.
The cure is in her blood.
Number 7. Strickler's Disease. Mimic. Guillermo del
been a
Toro's
while since I
sci-fi
saw this
horror
one.
hammers home the same moral as our previous entries. Don't meddle too much with Mother Nature.
It couldn't have developed in a vacuum. It's part of a colony.
Named Strickler's Disease, the epidemic in Mimic is carried by cockroaches and disproportionately claims victims under 10.
I think there's a guy down
Oh, this scene. Run.
In this case, however, the cure might actually be worse than the disease. To rid Manhattan of the disease, entomologist Susan Tyler, played by Mira Sorvino, engineers an insect that kills off cockroaches. It works, but there is an unfortunate side effect.
Yeah, those things.
The insects mutate, becoming freakishly large and gaining the ability to mimic the human form.
Hence the title.
Evolved to mimic its predator.
Man.
Us.
Number 6, the simian flu pandemic, or ALZ-113,
This is a good
Rise
movie.
of the Planet of the Apes. Damn it, people, are you not listening to us? Stop engineering viruses. Mind you, James Franco's character Will Rodman means well. This Planet of the Apes reboot sees Rodman testing a viral-based drug on chimpanzees to cure Alzheimer's.
Yep.
LZ-112, a gene therapy that allows the brain to create its own cells in order to repair itself.
It's effective, but only for a while. The problems start when a more powerful gaseous version of the drug is created. While it
yes.
enhances simian intelligence, it's absolutely lethal for humans. ALZ-113 spreads rapidly, leading to an ape uprising and eventually killing off 99% of the human race. Talk about side effects.
Yeah. 99%, just like in The Stand.
Number 5, Andromeda, the Andromeda strain. This
Never seen this
viral-like
one.
alien pathogen takes out its victims in a particularly grisly way, by causing their blood to crystallize inside their veins.
What?
What's happened?
Good lord.
Based on Michael Crichton's 1969 novel, the
Michael
film follows a
Crichton.
team of scientists investigating a deadly extraterrestrial microorganism that crash lands on Earth. Seen from up close, it's green and pulsating, emphasizing its alien origins.
And it does.
What's scarier is that it can mutate to change its function. For example, to degrade synthetic materials and escape containment.
What?
This makes it almost unstoppable, posing a threat to human life as we know it.
It functions
That's
like
insane.
an atomic reactor.
An atomic blast can provide it with enough energy to grow into a gigantic super colony.
Number 4, the T-Virus.
Ooh,
Resident Evil.
yes.
A staple of many
T-Virus.
sci-fi horror flicks. Viruses that turn people into zombies never lose their ability to scare the living daylights out of us. Resident Evil's Tyrant Virus, or T-Virus for short, is a particularly nasty example. Engineered to cure crippling diseases, it not only kills and reanimates its victims, it can also mutate hosts into horrible monsters.
Whoa, a liquor.
Worse, it's easily transmissible, able to change form and spread through fluid or air. Of course, this bioweapon soon gets out of control, plunging the world into an apocalyptic nightmare. Sheesh, you know a virus is resilient when its movie spawns 5 sequels.
5 bad sequels.
The process can be reversed.
There's a cure. You're gonna be okay.
Number 3, the Rage Virus. 28 days later.
I knew this would
When
be
it comes
out
to
here.
movie viruses, the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Good people. Well, that's nice, but you should be more concerned about whether they're gonna slow you down.
This movie's so
In Danny
scary.
Boyle's post-apocalyptic horror film 28 Days Later, a group of animal liberation activists just want to free some hapless chimpanzees. However, scientists have infected the chimps with a virus that causes uncontrollable rage. Transmitted through blood and saliva, the virus quickly turns strangers, friends, and loved ones against each other, leading to the complete collapse of society.
Were you bitten? Did any of the blood get in your mouth?
Yeah, and this virus acts within seconds, too.
By the time protagonist Jim, played by Cillian Murphy, wakes up in a hospital, London is all but deserted. The only ones left, a few survivors, and 28 Days Later's terrifying fast zombies.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
Number 2,
Chilling.
Motaba, Outbreak. Based on real research
Motaba's
into
a bad
viral
one.
hemorrhagic fevers, Wolfgang Petersen's Outbreak explores what might happen if such a disease began to spread in the U.S.
George, you heard about this virus. Need we say more? Okay, we need all the bills of lading from ships arriving from Africa in the last 3 months. George. Shall I cough on you, George?
Originating in the jungle in Zaire, the Ebola-like Motaba causes a deadly fever and spreads like wildfire. Initially thought to be suppressed, the virus arrives in the US thanks to an infected capuchin monkey. It soon mutates, becoming airborne.
Motaba is only spread through direct human contact. Now, you said that yourself, Sam.
I know what I told you, but now I'm telling you we're facing a new strain.
From that point on, the virus is almost impossible to stop. What's most terrifying is perhaps the virus's rapid spread and the realism of its symptoms. Well, that and the frightening reaction of the military, who proposed bombing an infected village.
Oh, wait.
Every infected person that's seen a creep within a matter of hours will have their dosage, so you must abort the mission. This is urgent. Answer me.
Before we unveil our number one pick, here are some honorable, or in this case, dishonorable mentions.
Is this Black Sheep? Yep. Now that was a ridiculous film. Yeah, don't let it bite you.
Bone lines are dead.
I didn't see this one yet.
Something strange is happening to her. Haven't seen this before.
What the hell?
Hell is it?
Oh, Carnosaur? Now, that movie was just goofy. Wasn't too crazy about this one.
How'd everybody get sick?
Oh, yeah. Oh, this guy.
Everybody's dead.
I don't know why this film got remade.
To know where you got this disease.
There's always hope.
But there is no cure.
Malcolm McDowell.
There never was.
We had prevailed,
Yeah.
not because of science, but through natural selection.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Way ahead of
You have
you.
the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Alright, show us number one. Let's see it.
Number 1, MEV1.
Oh, this
Contagion.
figures.
There's a simple reason why the deadly virus in this action thriller from director Steven Soderbergh tops our list, and that is believability.
I really need you to get off that bus. Listen, it's quite possible you come in contact with an infectious disease and that you're highly contagious. Do you understand?
With a rare positive reaction from both critics and scientists, there is not a scene in the film that feels contrived. Evolved from a combination of genetic material from pig and bat viruses, the flu-like virus MEV1 spreads rapidly, while a team of medical personnel race the clock to develop a vaccine.
Right now, no one has found a good way to kill the virus in cells.
Why is that?
Because it kills every cell we put it in. A pig, chicken, everything. Until we can grow it, and a great deal of it, we can't experiment with it. And until then, we can't vaccinate against it.
Part of
My
the
God.
film's gritty realism no doubt comes from the extensive research done to create it, as well as consultations with medical experts and representatives from the World Health Organization.
Wow.
Can't even imagine what civil suits people are gonna file against you, and I have a pretty good imagination. And now you want to tell people not to get vaccinated, when that's the best chance they've got.
Do you agree with our picks?
Oh,
Check out
good
this
God.
other recent clip from Watch Mojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.
What did it hit you? I already subscribed to you, Watch Mojo. Whoa, yeah, a lot of those viruses I do remember. As you can probably imagine, like at the beginning of this video, yeah, pretty big fan of the movie Wreck. I consider it to be the most terrifying found footage horror film ever made. You know, because a lot of people, they always tell me that the scariest found footage movie is either Blair Witch Project or Cloverfield or anything like that. And I'm just like, nope, I got a little something that can top that, and that is Wreck. Seriously, but the one thing that I felt like was inaccurate that they said about the film was that it has this sort of a rabies-like virus. That actually seems more like the virus, or the way it was depicted in the remake of Wreck called Quarantine, which was released about a year later. And yeah, it didn't really take long for us Americans to cash in on Wreck with a remake. But anyway, in Wreck, it's more like a demonic virus that causes everybody to become extremely hostile towards others. Yeah, they just spread the infection like wildfire. There's just never a dull moment in that film. It's just terrifying from beginning to end. And if you haven't seen Wreck, I cannot recommend it enough. It is truly amazing. And I believe I saw it listed in Crackle when I was going over some of their content a few days ago. I was looking for a new film to watch. So yeah, if you have Crackle, definitely watch Wreck. And I think I saw its sequel on there as well. Its sequel isn't half bad either. But out of all these viruses, one that I think would be likely is the one from Contagion and also the Mataba virus from Outbreak. Man. And now, as far as Outbreak, I remember first seeing that film and I'm just like, my God, if this thing actually did, if the Mataba virus actually did exist, then mankind we would just be done. Because You know, the way something like that spreads so quickly and 100%, you know, fatality rate. And I feel like the ending was not very realistic because, you know, spoiler, when they kind of catch the monkey that carried the virus and used her blood to create a vaccine, yeah, and they did that within a matter of hours. Yeah, I think considering the process, you know, all the work that it takes to, you know, create a vaccine, yeah, if the Metaba virus was real, then yeah, we would have no chance. As far as all these viruses, I feel like the most unique one of the most unique viruses in fictional history is the T virus, like they said about they were talking about in Resident Evil. And because not only does the T virus create, you know, zombies, because just about, you know, that's something we've seen time and time again in these horror films. This thing the T virus not only creates zombies, it also creates all these mutant creatures such as lickers and Cerberus and hunters, and including the one thing that I was always afraid of as a little kid, the Nemesis. Yeah, he is absolutely gruesome and terrifying. So, hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to WatchMojo's top 10 deadliest movie viruses. Hit that like button if you did, subscribe to my channel for more videos, and if you have any suggestions for what I should check out in the future, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!